Hey guys, a warm welcome to our channel. Today I want to talk about a product that I personally used and tested, and I think it's worth sharing, especially if you're someone who enjoys biking trips with family or friends. I'm talking about the MaxxHaul 70210 Hitch Mount Bike Rack, a 4-bike rack that works with cars, trucks, SUVs, and even minivans. I've had this for a while now, and after multiple road trips and weekend rides, I'm ready to share everything you need to know: the good, the not so perfect, and whether it's actually worth buying. First off, installation was surprisingly simple. I'm not a technical guy, but even I had it fully mounted in under 20 minutes. It fits a standard 2-inch receiver hitch, and everything you need to set it up comes in the box. The instructions were pretty straightforward, and I didn't have to run to the hardware store for anything. Once installed, it felt solid and secure, which gave me a lot of confidence, especially before taking long drives. If you've ever worried about your bike swaying on the highway, this rack really helps with peace of mind. One of the standout features of the MaxxHaul 70210 is its durability. The whole frame is built from heavy-duty steel and finished in a black powder coat, which doesn't just look sleek but also resists rust and corrosion. I've driven in rain and rough weather, and it still looks and performs like new. The build quality gives you the confidence that it's going to last for years, even if you're someone who travels often or uses it every weekend. Now let's talk about capacity. This rack holds up to 4 bikes, and I've tested it with adult mountain bikes, kids bikes, and even a heavier cruiser. The adjustable cradles and rubber straps make loading and unloading pretty simple. The rubber straps are thick and flexible, and they do a great job keeping the bike steady without scratching the paint. I was initially worried about the bikes bumping into each other, but with a little bit of positioning and strap adjustment, everything stayed in place securely. Another feature I found really useful is the swing down function. You can tilt the rack down even with the bikes loaded, so accessing the trunk or rear hatch is easy. I've used this during camping trips and grocery runs, and not having to unload all the bikes just to grab something from the back has been a huge time saver. It's one of those thoughtful features you don't realize you need until you have it. One small thing to keep in mind is that the rack can wobble a little if you don't use a hitch tightener. It's not a deal breaker at all, and the movement is minimal, but if you're doing long trips on bumpy roads, I'd recommend grabbing a hitch stabilizer. It's a cheap add-on that makes the whole setup feel even more secure. When it comes to storage, the rack folds down pretty compact. I usually leave it on my vehicle, but when I take it off, it doesn't take up too much space in the garage. It's a bit heavy, about 28 pounds, but that's expected for something made of solid steel. The weight is actually reassuring because it shows that this isn't some flimsy rack that's going to fail after a few uses. As for real-world performance, I've taken this on highways, gravel roads, and even mountain trails, and it's held up great. There's very little bounce, no bike shifting, and the finish still looks like it did on day one. I've gotten compliments from other cyclists at trails and even a few people asking for the brand because it looks so solid. One time I drove over 300 miles with 4 bikes loaded and didn't have to stop once to readjust anything. That tells you everything you need to know about its reliability. I also really like that it feels safe and family friendly. I've used it to carry my niece's and nephew's bikes without worrying about them falling or sliding off. That level of trust in a product matters a lot when you're carrying valuable bikes or when kids are around. In terms of value for money, I'd say it's one of the best options out there for a 4-bike hitch rack. There are more expensive options, but this one hits the sweet spot between price, build quality, and practical features. It does everything you need it to do without overcomplicating things or adding unnecessary bells and whistles. You're paying for function, durability, and peace of mind, and it delivers on all fronts. Overall, the MaxxHaul 70210 Hitch Mount Bike Rack has exceeded my expectations. It's easy to install, holds bikes securely, and offers great convenience with its tilting and folding features. Whether you're a casual rider or a biking enthusiast, this rack can handle your adventures without a problem. If you've been looking for a reliable way to carry multiple bikes without breaking the bank, I can confidently recommend this one. It's practical, tough, and really well thought out. Click the link below for the best price and make your next bike trip hassle-free. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you make a better buying decision.